A broken nose can be one of the most painful injuries, and while it's nothing compared to other wrestling injuries like broken necks or broken limbs, it's still no fun. Join us now as Wrestlelamia looks at wrestlers who broke their nose during a match. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos. Number 1. Road Warrior Animal at a house show in January of 1988. The Road Warriors were known for battling some big opponents, and given their hard-hitting style in the ring, accidents were bound to happen. One such mishap occurred on 28th January 1988 when the Roadies teamed with manager Paul Ellering to battle the Powers of Pain and the Russian Bear Ivan Koloff. During the match, Animal, aka Joseph Laurinaitis, took a Samoan drop from the Warlord, with a 350-pound wrestler landing on Animal's head. In his memoir The Road Warriors, Danger, Death and the Rush of Wrestling, he recalls having to drive to a second hospital since the first hospital's X-ray equipment was too outdated. There, the doctor diagnosed Animal with a broken nose, fractured cheekbone, and a hairline fracture to his skull, and a smashed orbital bone. Jim Crockett Promotions capitalized on the injury, incorporating it into a weightlifting angle where the Powers of Pain laid out the Warriors, kayfabe injuring Animal. Animal took time off for surgery and was back in action. Number 2. Candice Michelle on Raw in November 2006. GoDaddy spokesperson and WWE diva Candice Michelle competed in a Divas Battle Royal on the 27th November 2006 when Victoria kicked her in the face, fracturing Michelle's nose. Candice recovered from the injury, winning the WWE Women's Championship at 2007's Vengeance pay-per-view. Number 3. Joey Mercury at Armageddon 2006. The WWE's December Armageddon pay-per-view lived up to its name, at least for Joey Mercury, when the Hardys battled M&M, the team of Joey Mercury and Johnny Nitro, in a brutal ladder match. During the bout, a ladder struck Mercury in the face, and it looked as if the young superstar's face had exploded, with blood seemingly everywhere. Mercury was immediately taken out of the match and revealed his injuries the next day to WWE.com. The article wrote, "I've shattered my nose around the bridge area. I have 4 fractures on the inside of my nose. I have 5 stitches on the inside of my nose and my cheek, and 15 stitches on the outside of my nose and cheek. My left eye is swollen shut, and I have continual internal bleeding from my nose and my eye." While he managed to quickly return to the ring, his injury led him to becoming addicted to painkillers. Mercury, who has struggled with drug addiction since he was a teenager, eventually overcame his addictions. Number 4. The Big Show at No Way Out 2008. In 2008, The Big Show returned to the WWE after dropping over 100 pounds, deciding to make a statement by beating down Rey Mysterio after Rey's loss to Edge. The Big Show took things further when he taunted Rey's pal, boxing great Floyd Mayweather Jr. Mayweather had enough and stepped into the ring to protect Mysterio, building an angle to lead to a boxer versus wrestler match at WrestleMania 26. The cocky Big Show taunted Mayweather further, dropping to his knees to make things fair for his much shorter opponent, only for Mayweather to slug the big man, breaking his nose. In a 2017 interview with the Sam Roberts podcast, the Big Show explained the unusual request he made to Mayweather before the angle. "I told Floyd to break my nose. If he didn't do something huge that night, our angle was dead in the water. It's just the size disparity. I was trying to do something different than a normal wrestling angle, so this is an opportunity with a trained professional who I trusted and is one of the greatest fighters who ever boxed to do something special. I'd spent a whole year messing around the ring boxing, so I knew he knew how to break my nose without shoving it through the back of my head. It was a left hook. It was awesome." Number 5. Rey Mysterio in 2008. CM Punk's go-to-sleep finisher looks devastating, but what happens when someone gets a GTS for real? In Rey Mysterio's case, he gets a broken nose courtesy of CM Punk.
Hey, look at Punk! Punk countered! Mysterio in trouble! And a go-to-sleep right to the skull! And CM Punk!
Don't feel too bad for the master of the 619 though, as we'll soon see, he can dish it out as well as he can take it. Arguably even better. The Undertaker, SmackDown 2010. If someone breaks The Undertaker's nose, it better be one monstrous opponent, right? Well, regrettably for the WWE, Taker's broken nose came at the hands, or should we say butt, of arguably the company's smallest performer, with the exception of Hornswoggle. During a television match, Ray hit a senton on the Phenom, but things went awry, leading to not only a broken nose, but a broken orbital bone and a concussion for the dead man. Despite winning the match, Taker had to be written out, so WWE ran an angle where The Undertaker was laid out by a mystery assailant, later revealed to be Kane of course, and left in a coma. Number 7. Cody Rhodes, SmackDown 2011. Second-generation superstar Cody Rhodes found his once dashing good looks destroyed after Rey Mysterio broke Cody's nose during the 21st January 2011 episode of SmackDown. Rhodes went from dashing to grotesque, or so he claimed, playing up his real-life injury by portraying himself as a tragic victim of Rey Mysterio and forced to wear a protective face mask to safeguard his surgically repaired septum. The face mask had an added benefit, something Rhodes revealed in a 2012 interview with Mix Philadelphia. The very last night I had it, Randy Orton kicked me so hard in what was supposed to be an unbreakable Dr. Murray designed, the same doctor that made Kobe Bryant and Rip Hamilton's mask. It was supposed to be unbreakable, but it had a huge beak on it because it was for a broken nose. He cracked it straight down the middle. Had I not been wearing that mask, I might be dead. I mean it. He kicked me so hard, and that was the last night I had it. Number 8. CM Punk on Raw in 2011. During one of his infrequent runs as a babyface, Randy Orton battled CM Punk and the New Nexus, typically falling victim to the numbers game. During the 7th February 2011 edition of Raw, Punk and the Nexus jumped Orton, preparing to beat him down again. During the melee, Randy kicked Punk in the face, busting his nose open. But this wasn't the first time the straight-edge superstar suffered a broken nose in the ring. Punk experienced another septum smash during his Ohio Valley Wrestling debut back in September 2005. Wrestler Danny Inferno potatoed Punk with a big right hand, breaking Punk's nose and rupturing his eardrum. Like any good wrestler, Punk managed to finish the match. Number 9. John Cena on Raw in July 2015. John Cena was defending his United States Championship against Seth Rollins when the Architect smashed into Cena's face with a knee, accidentally breaking Cena's nose. In a 2016 interview with Chris Jericho, Rollins explained what happened. "That was really bad. Dude, he looked gnarly. I felt so bad. It was just a knee. We were trading shots and I threw a high knee just for some separation so we could get to whatever the next thing we were doing was. And for whatever reason, look, John will be the first guy to admit he's a clumsy fella. The timing of it was, call it perfect or imperfect, whatever you want. And I wear knee pads too, a pretty thick knee pad, and I felt that thing, heard it through the nose. Just a pop and a crunch. He went down and I was like, oh no, this is no good." Number 10. Becky Lynch on Raw in November 2018. As we've seen, broken noses can lead to setbacks in a wrestler's career, but in Becky Lynch's case, it arguably made her into a main eventer. As you might recall, the man was being pushed for a Survivor Series bout against Ronda Rousey, but during a wild brawl between the women of SmackDown and Raw, Lynch took a stiff punch from Nia Jax, resulting in a broken face, and including a broken nose. Lynch, who by all accounts was supposed to lose to Rousey, was pulled from Survivor Series and instead found herself over more than ever, resulting in an even greater push for Becky and her victory at WrestleMania 35, where she became Becky 2 belts. Number 11. Samoa Joe at Money in the Bank 2019. The Samoan submission machine was defending his United States Championship against Rey Mysterio when the masked mauler accidentally broke Joe's nose, leading to a quick finish as Mysterio captured his first United States Championship. Considering all the noses he's broken, perhaps the WWE should give Rey a Mysterio 619 says I just broke your nose t-shirt. Number 12. Aaliyah in NXT on 13th November 2019. NXT superstars work a relentless style in the ring, with high-flying and hard-hitting matches inevitably leading to injury. During the 13th November 2019 episode of NXT, Aaliyah caught a stiff kick to the face during a match against Xia Li, resulting in a broken nose. Sadly, that wouldn't be the only smashed septum that night. Number 13. Mia Yim on NXT, 13th November 2019. NXT's 13th November edition proved to be a 2-for-1 night for broken noses, as Mia Yim became the second superstar from the Black and Gold brand to suffer a shattered schnoz. Yim battled Io Shirai in a hotly contested ladder match to determine whose team would get the advantage in their War Games match at NXT TakeOver. As we saw with Joey Mercury, ladder matches can quickly lead to injury, and Yim suffered a broken nose when Shirai knocked a ladder into Yim's face. Tragically, Yim's troubles were only beginning as she landed wrong on a ladder later in the match, suffering injuries to her ribs as well. But there you have it guys, 13 WWE wrestlers who broke their nose during a match. What should we do next? Wrestlers who broke a leg? Let us know in the comments down below. Subscribe if you haven't already, follow us on Instagram and Twitter, and I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.